Hey everyone, Tony Leonardi here, your certified financial planner from Newtown, Connecticut, back with another episode of A Smarter Way to Retire, because there really is a smarter way to retire. We're into week 3 of season 2 of A Smarter Way to Retire, and I'm really enjoying all the comments on our new deep dive format. Keep those retirement and financial advice questions coming in. If you missed last week's episode on Roth conversions, it's a great companion to what we're talking about today, RMD traps, since the two often go hand in hand for a tax-efficient retirement. This time around, we're focusing on RMD traps, those required minimum distributions that kick in at age 73 and can sneak up on you, inflating your taxes if you're not prepared. Trust me, I've seen folks get caught off guard plenty of times, and it doesn't have to be that way. Stick around as I explain what RMDs are, share some real-life stories from my practice, and give you practical steps to turn them into an advantage for your confident retirement and family legacy. So let's ease into this. RMDs are basically the government's way of saying, hey, it's time to start pulling money out of your retirement accounts, out of your IRAs, your 401ks, and they start that at age 73 now. We gave you years and years of tax-deferred growth, and now it's time to pay up. The amount you have to withdraw each year is actually calculated based on your account balance at the end of the prior year. So for 2026 RMDs, you have to find your 12/31/25 account balance, total account balances for all of your retirement accounts. That's your numerator, the top of the fraction, and your life expectancy factor, that's your denominator, or the bottom half of your fraction. The life expectancy factor, you can find that pretty easily just by Googling RMD factors or go to irs.gov. And that factor is basically the IRS's estimate of your life expectancy, of your remaining time on the planet. So at age 73, factor is 26.5, meaning that the IRS assumes that you have 26 and a half years left on planet Earth. So you take your total account balances as of 12/31/25 and you divide that number by 26.5. If you convert that into a percentage, it starts at around 4% or so, a little bit less. So if you have $1 million in total IRA or retirement account balances, your RMD is going to be about $40,000. But your RMD isn't static. It can and most likely will grow as your accounts grow and as you get older. Can you see the trap that's being set for you by the IRS? Typically, retirement accounts will grow at greater than that 4% that you're withdrawing. If you're invested and managed properly, which means that your year-end total account values tend to get larger over time. Of course, not every year, but over time they should be trending up. And every year we get a little older. There's nothing we can do about that. So as we get older, our life expectancy factor gets smaller. At age 73, we're dividing our account balance by 26.5. By the time we reach age 83, we're dividing by 17.7, and by 93, we're dividing by 10.1. So a larger account balance as your account grows gives you a larger numerator, the top half of the fraction, and a shorter life expectancy each year, a smaller denominator, the bottom half of the fraction, means that larger distributions are coming out almost every year. This isn't just a trap, it's a double trap. Your top number, your numerator, your account balance gets larger as your denominator, the bottom half of the fraction, your life expectancy gets smaller. That fraction is constantly working against you, and your distribution grows almost exponentially. So why is that a problem? Some of you are asking. It seems like more money coming to me every year, every month seems like a nice problem to have, right? Well, I guess it's like a double-edged sword. More money being pushed out to you every month, every year, but more taxes to pay as well. And here's the worst part. You have to take the money every year, whether you need it or not. That's why they're called required minimum distributions. Every dollar you take out gets taxed as ordinary income, which can push you into higher and higher tax brackets if you're not careful. That's the big problem that we're trying to solve. Paying unnecessary taxes, because no one likes to pay unnecessary taxes. Some people just don't need that extra income each year. They don't want to be pushed up into higher tax brackets, and they would prefer to just leave some or all this money in their retirement accounts for their kids or their grandkids. Well, the IRS has other things in mind. And why is this hitting harder now? 2025 account balances and into 2026? Well, the markets are volatile for sure, especially with what's going on in Iran right now with oil prices, etc. But we're still seeing records in the markets. We're sitting at or near all-time highs, and your accounts are likely bigger than they've ever been. Meaning, remember, your account value on 12/31/25 is your numerator for all of 2026. So even though we have some market volatility right now, and even if things get worse and the market crashes and your accounts are worth less, that's another trap. When the markets are down, you don't adjust your RMDs for the down market. You have to keep taking your RMDs based on your 12/31/2025 value, likely selling when the market is down, which is not what we want to do. Throw in talk about potential midterm election changes that might tweak tax rules or exemptions, and unmanaged RMDs become a real threat to your retirement income planning, your retirement tax planning. Larger forced distributions can force you into higher tax brackets, and they can trigger things like IRMA surcharges, which we've talked about in the past. Those extra hits on your Medicare premiums. Or they can just quietly eat away at what you've built, leaving less for your family, less for wealth preservation, if that's your goal. And for your families, it's even more of a legacy drainer. The IRS takes its cut up front, and your heirs have to deal with the 10-year rule on what's left. The 10-year rule says that once you're gone, they have to drain what's left in your retirement accounts within 10 years of your passing, whether they need that money or not, or they want that money or not. And often they're taking that money out in their peak earning years at high tax brackets. So that obviously is a problem for your family. But here's the good news. With a little proactive thinking, some good planning, like using QCDs, Roth conversions, you can flip this around. Don't let the IRS become your unintended heir. Let's talk about how to model this for a smarter retirement ride. So I have some stories from people that I've been working with that really bring this home. All of them turned some of these problems into some solid financial modeling that factored in taxes, growth, and even a bit of health stuff for longevity. Take a 55-year-old business owner here in Connecticut. He's concerned about midterm election uncertainty and his growing IRA. We used AI modeling to model starting QCDs, qualified charitable distributions, at 70.5, sending those RMD dollars tax-free to his favorite charity. He's charitably inclined, and this would be a better way for him to take care of those charities. It dropped his taxable income just enough to avoid IRMA surcharges, saving him about $9,000 a year. And we were able to free up about $150,000 for his grandkids through super funded 529 plans. So without good modeling, he'd have lost about 25% to taxes, shrinking his multi-generational plan and leaving less for his family and the family traditions that he cares so much about. Then there's my 74-year-old retired couple. They were already in the thick of RMDs starting a year ago with about $800,000 in IRAs. Our simulation showed how partial Roth conversions paired with QCDs could cut their taxable income by about 18%, dodging those IRMA surcharges and saving thousands annually by staying out of those higher brackets. It kept their lifestyle going strong without any cuts and boosted their wealth preservation for their kids. Nice way to keep things confident in retirement. And a 68-year-old widow that I'm working with, concerned about living longer than her savings, concerned about outliving her money. Very common concern. We modeled strategic Roth conversions in her lower bracket pre-RMD years, trimming her IRA to reduce future taxable income, saving about $12,000 a year by staying under the IRMA thresholds. It boosted her probability of success to 95%, ensuring her nest egg lasts while freeing up about $100,000 in tax savings over her lifetime for her heirs, all aligning with her values in this unpredictable market. So what ties all of these three cases together? In each case, we ran thousands of scenarios through our AI modeling software, looking at volatility, inflation, even health costs. Without modeling, they probably would have overpaid unnecessary taxes and missed those opportunities to build a stronger legacy. Again, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to any of these issues. If, when, and how much to commit to Roth conversions, QCDs, or any other tax-saving technique has to be calculated based on your unique circumstances and your unique goals, which is exactly why I start everyone off with a good financial model to help us make sound financial decisions together. So if any of this has you thinking, here's how you can get started with some easy AI tips to make it feel a little less overwhelming. First, get a handle on the basics. Use the IRS tables that you can find online to estimate your RMD. Divide your year-end balance by the IRS factor. AI tools, which are readily available, and modeling can project this out for you over time, factoring in lots of different what-if scenarios. Then run your full financial model. You can start with a free online model if you want to take a look at the big picture, but I would recommend going deeper with an AI-powered Monte Carlo model like the one that we use here in my office, or through another CFP in your area. And make sure you test everything out to age 100 for longevity, and personalizing these models for your family's goals and your health concerns. Pick your moves, pick your techniques, model QCDs if you're charitably inclined, up to $105,000 per year tax-free to charity, knocking out your RMD without adding income, taxable income. It's a win for giving back, all while preserving more for your family. Layer in Roth conversions or health savings accounts. You can model how Roth conversions shrink your balances pre-RMD for tax efficiency, or use HSAs to cover health needs like hearing or vision care, freeing up cash without extra taxes. And review everything annually. Accounts grow, rules change. AI modeling helps you adapt quickly, keeping your retirement income planning on track. Just like I said earlier, there is no one-size-fits-all answer, and there's no one set-it-and-forget-it answer either. Everything should be monitored and adjusted annually. That's why it's valuable to have a partner like a CFP along on the ride with you to help you keep things on track. Quick tip, if you're in your 50s or 60s, that pre-RMD window is golden for gifting or for conversions. Current retirees, focus on QCDs to boost your legacy. And don't forget the health wealth angle. Model preventative care costs and make sure you get to the gym, regardless of age, to keep your muscle and bone strength, to help stretch out those healthy years without dipping into savings. RMDs don't have to be a trap. They can actually work for you with the right plan. No more guessing. Slash those taxes, preserve your wealth, and build a legacy that lasts. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. And if you can give me a 5-star review on your podcast app, I would really appreciate that. That would be great. So go ahead and do that now. Also, grab my new comprehensive guide, Roth IRA Conversions Playbook 2026 edition, available for no charge on my website at leonardifamilywealthcare.com. I'll leave a link below for the Roth Conversion Playbook. And my offer from last week stands. I will work with you to build your own financial model, no obligation, while supplies last, while time slots last. Let's see where you stand and see if we can make some improvements in your financial model. I'll leave a link for my calendar below, but it's on my website, leonardifamilywealthcare.com. Look for my contact me and Calendly sections. So that's a wrap on RMDs and how to avoid the RMD traps, because there is a smarter way to retire. We'll see you next week.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and their marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth. The opinions expressed herein are for general information only and is not necessarily the opinions of Mosaic Wealth or its representatives. Investing is subject to risk, including loss of principal invested. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. No strategy can assure a profit nor protect against loss. It is not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. Please consult your financial professional, attorney, or tax advisor with regard to your individual situation.